Hey everyone, welcome to Unshackled with Tash. I hope everyone's had a wonderful week. I hope that you got a lot from the stress and time management segment. That was one of my big, it was a successful pillar within my program because people often have no idea how to handle stress and time management. It just becomes the norm for them to just be go, 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 go. So I hope over the last 12 weeks, 11 weeks, you've gotten a lot from this information and worked out why you do what you do, how you are, or why you are the way you are, and why you keep repeating the same patterns and programs. So today, before I start to bring in the strategies and speakers, I just wanted to go through the nervous system and how it runs our life, okay? Because it's important to understand your nervous system. So I'm going to break this down in different segments for you, and I'll explain it the best I can for it to come across to you. So guys, most people are trying to change their life with an unregulated nervous system, okay? You can't heal, grow, connect, lead, love, parent, communicate, or build a peaceful life from survival mode, okay? Your nervous system is not just stress, right? People think it's just stress, but it's not. Okay, it is your internal safety system, and it determines how you react, how you think, how you perceive life, how you respond to conflict, who you attract, what you tolerate, how safe you feel with love, success, and peace. Okay, I say this all the time. You can't think your way out of a dysregulated nervous system, okay? Most people are walking around believing they're broken, too emotional, too reactive, too sensitive, lazy, unmotivated. But often it's their nervous system. It has simply been stuck in survival for years. And that was me. Like, I had no idea of how my whole world was controlled by survival. Okay. And it's really sad because it robs you of so much, okay? And then it's actually understanding what is the nervous system. Your nervous system is your body's threat detection and safety system. It constantly scans, okay? It scans for people, tone, environments, conflict, rejection, abandonment, uncertainty. It's always asking, am I safe? Okay, and that's a big thing. If you're not safe, it affects every area and aspect of your life, okay? And the problem with that is that many people grew up in an environment where safety did not exist, okay? Safety did not exist emotionally. So examples again: chaos, yelling, addiction, criticism, unpredictability, emotional neglect, walking on eggshells, not being seen or heard, feeling unsafe, expressing emotions. So the nervous system adapts for survival, and this becomes the blueprint. And sadly, that's a lot of us that grew up in that. But you didn't know any different, so it was normal. It was familiar, okay? And there's survival states within the nervous system, okay? So we've got fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, okay? So the fight is anger, control, aggression, frustration, perfectionism, and blame. Your flight is overworking, constant busyness, avoidance, inability to sit still, anxiety, needing to stay productive. That's flight. Freeze is shut down, numbness, procrastination, exhaustion, feeling stuck, and disassociation. Fawn is people-pleasing, overgiving, fear of conflict, inability to say no, abandoning self for approval. It's exhausting, guys. It is so exhausting. And it's really important to note these are not personality flaws. It is a nervous system adaptation. Okay? And the other thing is why people stay stuck. Okay? People stay stuck in these environments because this is why people repeat patterns, same behaviors, different faces, different relationships, different workplaces, different environments, because the nervous system chooses what is familiar over what is healthy. And I know I've discussed this with you guys in the first few episodes of the blueprint, the motivations, the 3 brains, the core needs, right? So it's what's familiar. And because the nervous system chooses what is familiar over what is healthy, there's familiar chaos. It feels safe, right? The old familiar hell over the unfamiliar heaven. And people say, why do I keep sabotaging? Why do I keep attracting emotionally unavailable people? Why do I panic when things get good? The reason is because peace can feel unsafe to a nervous system conditioned for chaos, okay? And as I always say, always, in everything I speak about, the body holds the story, okay? Trauma is not just in the memory. And I know I sound like a broken record with this. It lives in the body, in the muscles, in the breath, in the heart rate, in the gut, in the reflexes, tension patterns. You can logically know you're safe, right? You can logically know you're safe, but your body still thinks danger is present, okay? And this is why awareness alone is not enough. And insight without nervous system work often changes nothing. And this gets a lot of people upset. And this is why I always say talk therapy does not work. And I know I did a post on that recently, and a couple of people got fired up and triggered by that. But it wasn't a judgment. It's scientifically proven and research-based. Talk therapy does not remove it from the body, okay? It's great to talk, but it keeps you stuck because your nervous system is stuck in that state, okay? And healing is not just talking, analysing, understanding. Healing is teaching the body that danger is over. And again, I use myself as an example here. After my accident, I was so hyper vigilant and I thought everybody was out to kill me on the road. And every time there was a noise, I thought I was in danger. And you've got to understand, the night that car hit me, he turned his lights off and it was an attempt on my life and I didn't see him coming. So to me, my body remembered the danger because I didn't see it coming as well, okay? I couldn't prepare myself. I couldn't get myself ready for a hit. It just happened, okay? So this is where it's really, really important to do the somatic work and the breath work and all of those things and the inner child work and the working with someone like myself to remove it from the body, to teach your body that it's safe again, okay? Because regulation changes everything, like everything. A regulated nervous system creates emotional safety, better communication, healthier relationships, clearer thinking, confidence, boundaries. Oh my God, does it give you boundaries? Emotional resilience, presence, peace, better decision making. Okay, when regulated, you pause instead of reacting. You don't do that, that fight back or bite back. It's a pause and then you react. So you actually respond. Okay? You respond instead of explode. And you stop taking everything personally. You stop operating from fear. Okay? No more of that second guessing yourself or, have I done this? Have I done that? If your nervous system's regulated and you know nothing that you've done would, be the reason that somebody has sent you a message or hasn't sent you a message or whatever the story or scenario, you know within yourself that you're okay. Okay? You haven't got the survival or the fight or flight or needing to belong. So how we start to regulate is we get an awareness, okay? And you notice your triggers. You notice body sensations. You observe patterns without judgment. That's an awareness. That's one of the ways, okay? Then breath. Slow the body down. Long, deep breaths signal safety. Okay? Long, deep breaths. Slow the body down. Nervous system basics is sleep, hydration, movement, sunlight, reducing overstimulation. They're like the basics, okay? And a lot of the tools I use for self-regulation is meditation, grounding, journaling, cold water, like the plunges and the baths, walking, music, mindfulness, gratitude, exercise, okay? It's all really important for self-regulation. When you have a regulated nervous system, your nervous system cannot heal in a constant constant chaos, okay? So you have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries to do this work, because without it, you'll just stay in that chaotic state, okay? That's why boundaries are so important whilst you're building and regulating your nervous system. Same with relationships. Safe people help regulate the nervous system. Unhealthy relationships dysregulate it. So we're looking at the attachment styles that we spoke about last week, the secure and the avoidant and the anxious and the avoidant anxious combination. If you're with a safe person, your system starts to regulate. But if you're in an avoidant, anxious, dismissive, you are going to continue to have a heightened nervous system, okay? And that's just a given. That's just how it works. So this is one of the reasons I created Unshackled, okay? Because people are trying to heal at the level of the mind while their body is still living in survival, okay? We don't just talk about the story. We uncover it. The blueprint, the conditioning, the patterns, the emotional responses, the nervous system state underneath it all. This is what we do with the Unshackled, okay? Healing is not becoming someone else. We've got to remember that. It is returning home to yourself. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness, regulation, peace, and freedom. And you deserve to feel safe in your body, in your relationships, in your voice, in your truth, in your life, guys. Okay? The nervous system is everything. And I did do a post not long ago, and this was about relationships. When you are dating someone or married to someone, you are not dating a human, you're dating a nervous system. Because whatever they haven't dealt with or healed or worked through, that's what you're dating. That's what you've got going on in that dynamic. And until they heal that, this will be a constant issue within your relationship, your marriage, whatever. Even friendships. If they haven't healed from stuff and you're a reasonably safe friend, they will always find drama or chaos or, whatever. So your nervous system has protected you for years. Thank it. Thank it wholeheartedly. But survival mode was never meant to become your identity. Okay? Healing is possible. Regulation is possible. Peace is possible. And the beautiful part, once you regulate, the ripple effect changes everything. Your relationships, your parenting, your leadership, it changes absolutely everything. Your environment, your future generations. This is how we break cycles. This today, what I've shown you today, is how we break cycles. And I ask you, if this podcast has resonated with you at all and you know that this could help someone else, please share it, reach out, start the inner work, stop surviving and start living. This is exactly why Unshackled exists. And as I've said, I've helped hundreds of people with this particular healing. And everything is about the nervous system. If the nervous system isn't regulated, nothing else works. And it's to bring people back home to themselves. So guys, I hope this has helped you, and I hope that everything that you've heard today you can put into action in your own life and really start to look at where you're abandoning yourself. And reaching out and asking for help is not weakness, it's strength. Being vulnerable and saying, hey, I need help with this. This is something that I really need some guidance with. That's what I'm here for. That's what I love to do. I love watching people improve in this area of their life. So until next week, have the most amazing week, and I will see you all soon.